I'd like to riff a bit about the decision to rebrand. At what point might it make sense to rebrand? Not a question to be taken lightly, but it has been asked or considered by just about every CEO and every marketer at one point or another. In the spirit of putting some objective criteria behind any decision to change, here are some ideas that can clarify the conversation and ultimately lead to better brand decision making. First, a quick definition of brand. It's not the logo or the name. The brand is the intrinsic quality of what you and the organization represent. It is how your organization interacts at each touch point, it's your culture, and it's what people say about you behind your back. So when people talk about rebranding, it can mean two things: changing the underlying culture, or it can mean changing the public face of it, and the representational symbols like the name, the logo, and the website, and so on. So here's 5 reasons why rebranding makes sense. The first is that there's a reality gap. If the reality of the underlying brand and your culture no longer is represented by what people see, your name and collateral are out of sync. There could be a desired future gap. In this case, there's a gap between what you represent, the reality of your culture, and what you want your brand to represent. In other words, your culture needs updating, and eventually, so will the visual representation of it. Number 3 is competitive repositioning. A rebrand can deliver a strong competitive nudge by repositioning the organization differently relative to competitors. The 4th is organizational change. Mergers and acquisitions or divestitures may mean a rebranding is necessary or an important market signal. And the 5th is fatigue. The old logo and visual identity appear tired and need a refresh to appear less dated. There's also 4 reasons not to rebrand. Because the agency says so, for the heck of it, because the new CEO doesn't like the logo, and because the timing isn't right. At the end of the day, the decision to rebrand is a question of whether the benefits of the new brand will be greater than the value of the old brand equity that is being jettisoned. Sometimes the answer is yes, but sometimes no. So here's my challenge. Often the problem with brands is more a question of consistency. This week, look for examples of inconsistency and start the process of fixing. And here's a hint. Don't just look at logos, brochures, and PowerPoint templates. Also look at the internet, intranet, the online user experience, and social media. And it's not just the visual identity. Often the biggest culprit is corporate culture. Here's another branding insight. Sometimes it's more powerful to breathe new life into an existing brand than to completely start new. Breathing new life might mean refreshing the logo or updating the look of the website or changing your standard Word and PowerPoint templates. But breathing real life into a brand, however, means working on the underlying cultural drivers, then motivating your staff to live your brand values every day. I'm Randall Craig. I hope this got you thinking. If it resonates, let me know why and if I can help. Reach out at www.randallcraig.com.